Hello, this is Kirk D. Lyons, Chief Trial Counsel of the Southern Legal Resource Center, with an April 7th update on SLRC goings-on in the Confederate community. First off, I wanted to let you know that I've changed my look a little bit. If you've noticed how bushy I look in previous YouTube DVDs, I kind of look like a Wilford Brimley look-alike. My wife had about enough of my shaggy hair and bushy mustache, so I hope you like the new look. My wife certainly does. Have exciting news from the state of Virginia. The governor of Virginia, Bob McDonnell, has issued a Confederate History Month Proclamation for the state of Virginia. And although I need to look down to read it, I'm going to do that so that you can hear what he has to say. I'll read the most important parts. Whereas April is the month in which the people of Virginia joined the Confederate States of America in a four-year war between the states for independence that concluded at Appomattox Courthouse, and whereas Virginia has long recognized her Confederate history, the numerous Civil War battlefields that mark every region of the state, the leaders and individuals in the Army, Navy, and at home who fought for their homes and communities and Commonwealth in a time very different than ours today, and whereas all Virginians can appreciate the fact that when ultimately overwhelmed by the insurmountable numbers and resources of the Union Army, the surviving, imprisoned, and injured Confederates, soldiers gave their word and allegiance to the United States of America and returned to their homes and families to rebuild their communities in peace, following the instruction of General Robert E. Lee of Virginia, who wrote that all should unite in honest efforts to obliterate the effects of war and restore the blessings of peace. And whereas this defining chapter in Virginia's history should not be forgotten, but instead should be studied, understood, and remembered by all Virginians, both in the context of the time in which it took place, but also in the context of the time in which we live. And this study and remembrance takes on particular importance as the Commonwealth prepares to welcome the nation and the world to visit Virginia for the sesquicentennial anniversary of the Civil War, a four-year period in which the exploration of our history can benefit all. Now, therefore, I, Robert McDonnell, do hereby recognize April 2010 as Confederate History Month in our Commonwealth of Virginia, and I call this observance to the attention of all our citizens. Well, now, Governor McDonnell has shown some courage here, considering that many governors would run and flee from such a proclamation, especially since he didn't water it down with political correctness and references to abject apologies for slavery, etc., etc. It's an unabashed Confederate History Month proclamation, and the governor should be applauded. And all you keyboard warriors out there are seeing this, if you can't drive to Richmond to personally thank the governor, get on your keyboard and contact him and thank him. We have the mailing address is P.O.Box 1475, Richmond, Virginia, 23218. His phone number, 804-786-2211. That number again, 804-786-2211. Pick up your phone and call the governor and thank him. I don't care if you live in Arkansas or Virginia. Call him and thank him for issuing a proclamation for Confederate History Month. When politicians do the right thing, they need to be encouraged and they need support because he's taking a lot of heat. In today's Christian Science Monitor, they have an article that says, Virginia Governor, is it so wrong to love the Old South? This apparently came from the Richmond Times-Dispatch for April 7, 2010. And of course, he's getting hammered by all the usual suspects who claim that it is wrong to distort history. Well, that just means that it's wrong not to say history the way we say you ought to say it, us politically correct types. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the governor's proclamation. He needs to be supported. Get off out of your chair and thank him. Email him. Go to his website and thank him if you can. I don't have the email address handy to give to you, but I've already sent my letter thanking him. You need to call him and thank him and encourage your friends and neighbors to do so. He should get thousands of letters and calls. And if he doesn't, he will remember next time he's asked to go out on a limb for the Confederate community. One thing that I thought was very interesting is that our Confederate Southern American Initiative is getting publicity everywhere. The Christian Science Monitor put this in context with the Confederate History Resolution, where it says, one backdrop to efforts like McDonnell's Declaration is what Southern Legal Resource Center founder Kirk Lyons describes as a situation where Southerners are facing discrimination, harassment, humiliation, employment termination, and school suspensions simply because they're proud of their Confederate ancestry. Good story, Christian Science Monitor, especially where you highlight all the whiners out there that think it's so horrible that Governor McDonnell issued a Confederate History Proclamation. That's our update for April 7, 2010. We here at the Southern Legal Resource Center are working very hard on two cases, one going to the Fourth Circuit United States Court of Appeals, to be heard in Jefferson Davis's office, regarding Candace Hardwick. It's a student-free speech case, a case where there was no discernible disruption in the schools, and yet the school tyrants banned the Confederate flag. This fight's been going on for 7 years and now goes back to the Fourth Circuit. So keep us in prayer. We're also working on appeal in the McLaren case in Tennessee, where a man was fired from his job for having a state-issued Confederate Sons of Confederate Veterans license tag. And I'll send a message to you SCB members out there. You do what Commander Bragg Boulding is asking. Please call the governor of Virginia. There are 30,000 of you. Call the governor. And also, when you finish watching this DVD, if you like what you hear, please consider sending a generous contribution to the Southern Legal Resource Center, P.O.Box 1235, Black Mountain, North Carolina 28711. Or you can call us at 828-669-5189. Write me at slrc@slrc-csa.org, or check our website, www.slrc-csa.org, or check us out on Facebook. Thank you.